Hey guys, welcome to the making of video of Carbon Ridge. While we were shooting, we didn't get a chance to film a lot of B-roll film footage or behind the scenes kind of stuff, but it was one of our bigger videos, so we figured we'd do it behind the scenes now, 6 months later. So
the climate was a very big obstacle for us. It was about -30 without the wind chill.
that's in degrees Celsius for those of you who use Fahrenheit.
Yes, and that's pretty cold. And me and Jacob, we were able to wear toque and mitts and stuff. As for Luke, he was an actor, and part of his character, the only thing he could have on his hands
Were tape. Those don't hold warmth very well.
No, terrible insulators. As for indoor shots, we were very fortunate to use my brother's house, and it was very convenient for us at the time because as we were filming, my brother's house was just being constructed, so there was boxes everywhere, the floor wasn't put in, and it really gave us that feel that we were looking for. We were looking for kind of like a demo house set in a nuclear testing ground facility.
Yeah, it really looked as if it had just been abandoned recently, and that's exactly what we wanted.
We actually look for a few key things when we are location scouting. The first and foremost one is whether or not we have access to that location. If it's too far away or we're not allowed to film there, obviously out of question. The second thing is it convincing or true to our story? We want it to actually fit the environment that our story is set in. That's a very big part, and we want our story to be really convincing. Yeah. The third thing is the actual working conditions of our location. So if we're going to be there for a day, we don't want it to be an absolute pain in the neck filming there. So things like the climate, obviously we experienced that here.
But that's manageable. We were able
that
to
was
manage
manageable.
that pretty good. So.
Yep. And also just how the actual location is set up. So we want good lighting, and we want lots of space, and we want good audio. So if we're at a location and we don't really have good lighting, or the audio, we know the audio is going to be bad,
and it's something that we wouldn't be able to fix in post-production, then we can't use it.
Then we cancel that idea out. And the last thing is whether or not the location looks good. We want it to look visually appealing because that's something we really go for in all our videos.
Yeah, one of the most important parts for sure, even if Carbon Ridge, when we were filming it, I think we really wanted to stress that aesthetic visual part of it.
And I think we achieved it.
Yeah. Okay, so this is John's house right now, aka Carbon Ridge standard residential house. Very fun filming in here. We did a lot of filming that day. Thank you so much, John, for letting us use your house.
Alright, so one of the biggest difficulties that we faced in making Carbon Ridge was in fact the audio.
Yeah, so because we had harsh winter winds going on, and also inconveniently our external microphone was being fixed at the time, so we were just using the onboard microphone with a T3i, which is very subpar. So all our audio outside was pretty much unusable, and that was a very difficult time in post-production. So we took the extra time and reconstructed all of the audio for the outside shots. That includes adding fake wind,
Fake tape noise.
yeah, like unwrapping
the tape.
Yep. Footsteps.
Yeah.
Every individual footstep was put in there.
The snow crunching underneath the
Yep.
foot.
Luke's grunts. We actually had to sit him down and record him and tell him to start grunting and like moaning and stuff. And yeah, that and like very subtle things too, like clothes rustling and things like that. One other huge thing that we did with the audio that we haven't done in any other video was
we had such a hard time choosing a soundtrack for this video that we eventually just resorted to making our own. And Joel took the reins on that.
Yes.
He produced a track in FL Studio that he scored the video, so that was really amazing.
Absolutely. So instead of going out and finding a song to download, we thought it actually might be easier to make our own. We kind of have a little bit of experience in music. Luke knows a lot about music theory, but in terms of just using software, we're all pretty familiar with that. So in FL Studio, I made a track that complemented the video very well. It was very industrial.
Ambient, like
ambient,
dark.
And it was also very progressive, which was very important because the video is progressive. From start to finish, it intensifies, and so does the song. And we thought that was very important. And it's also the first video that we own 100% of.
Yes.
So that's really cool, actually.
Okay, so as you guys know, we actually filmed Carbon Ridge in March of 2014, and it was released just a few weeks ago in August. That's
Yeah.
a long time.
Took
for
about
video.
half a year for a video.
So there's a lot of different reasons that went into that. We had a bunch of weddings to do. We were doing a lot of other videography work, like school
Yeah,
projects.
we
and
did
stuff.
a couple videos for our school.
Everyone was working during the summer almost full
Yeah.
time, and I actually went for a 3-week volunteer trip to India, which was awesome. But yeah, we had a lot of stuff going on, so it didn't really let us get to work on Carbon Ridge how we would have liked to. But the good thing about the long post-production time is when we did work on it, we really put a lot of detail into doing it and making
Yes.
sure that we got everything right when we released it.
Yeah, we were able to fine-tune everything just as
Exactly.
much as we wanted to, which was a very good idea. And another thing that really took a while on its own was the VFX. Normally our videos will include a lot of VFX. The only difference with this one is that like nearly every shot
Almost every one.
includes some sort of VFX or compositing.
Whether
and
that's
that takes time
whether
to
that's
do.
compositing or
Yeah.
we were doing a lot of color correction because filming in the winter in Saskatchewan, you lose a lot of your color and stuff like that when you're outside. So we had to
Yeah.
really make sure we brought it to the screen as in a really nice way visually.
And like we have lots of VFX. Some of them might be small. Some of them may only take an hour to do, but there's lots of them. And we also have the much larger VFX shots that actually take days to finish. So shots like the jet shot and the nuke shot, those shots in themselves have so many elements to worry about, such as for the nuke shot, we got to worry about the actual explosion, the lighting, the shockwave that it makes, the shadows, and replacing the sign and tracking that on, and all that takes a really long time.
And the audio and making sure it's synced. I know with
Yeah.
the jet shot, making the jet tails and making it actually feel like there's a jet passing with that sound effect
Absolutely.
being synced up with it. So
All right, thanks for watching, guys. I know a lot of you have requested more behind the scenes / secondary content and looking into some of the work that actually goes into our videos instead of just seeing the final product. So we're happy to bring that to you. We like talking about it.
and we're glad that you guys are interested in it. So we're definitely going to bring more of that to our channel.
Absolutely. And if you're wondering what our next project is, stay tuned for a Minecraft sequel.